What is going on? How are we today? We're doing all right. It's a beautiful sunny day right here in England, in the hills of England. And Sam, it's not a surprise that you vote for the Coke and Pizza feature. Getting an insight into what someone wants for dinner tonight. Aha! Okay. Got to do Coke Zero though. Much better for your teeth. That's what I hear. Oh, how are we today? I'm Mark, of course, CEO and co-founder of Captivate.fm, the world's only growth-focused podcast hosting platform. And we got a very busy week for you this week. We've got two things. We've got two things. One of them today, of course, is the player reveal. It's all about design. It's all about just the usefulness of the player and just making life a little easier and just making things a little bit nicer for your listeners, and also adding a couple of smaller features in there to help you with your audience growth. But we've also got a big surprise reveal on Thursday, which I'm going to tell you some scheduling for. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about at the end of this session. Now, this is a bit of a reveal. It's a bit of a demo. It's not the big grandiose thing that we did like with the Maker Day last week, which is a huge success. Thank you to everyone that showed up for that one. Just what a fantastic day that was. It's got some really cool stuff done. It's really nice to see everyone working together. So yeah, like I said, we've got so much going on this week for you. Put ourselves under a lot of pressure to keep up with the product releases, which is always fascinating to me. It's always something that I always put a premium on it myself. Like, if you've worked with Captivate for a while now, you'll know that that's what we do. So I'm going to give a few shout outs to a few people. And then I'm going to talk you through what we've done with the new podcast player, which is going to be very, very interesting. So before I dive in, a few shout outs to Vinny. Good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well. Sorry to hear about the eyesight. I don't know much about that, but I hope it will get a little better, dude. Hope to see you at the next podcasting conference. As always, Vinny is just a mainstay of Podfest. So I really hope to just be around you and spend some time with you as usual, Vinny. And keep me posted on the health as well. Hope the eyes can progress to get better, my man. And look forward to finding out a little bit more about that. You can tell me about that over a beer on me next time we see each other. What's up, Chris? Nice to see you. We've got Cam Capriotto, one of our original podcasters from late 2014, when we first dug into podcasting. It's funny, running Captivate. We work with thousands and thousands and just power tens of thousands of podcasts. But we started with a company called Podcast Websites, which we still run, but we don't take new customers for at the minute. Because we've got a really fantastic set of customers there. We serve so many people with fantastic WordPress support. And Cam was one of our first ever podcast customers when he started Remarkable Results. And he's been hosting his podcast with us, with the platform that became Captivate. Captivate existed since about 2014, but it was kind of behind the scenes of Podcast Website. We built a hosting platform, but we only served our Podcast Websites users with it. And then when we span it out in actually around 2018 and launched publicly in 2019. Cam obviously made the move and has just gone on to do wondrous things. Just one of the most niche and focused and high quality podcasters that there is. So Cam, good to see you. Hope you and Annie are doing well, and the rest of the family, of course. Who else we got online? Karen, the ever-present and wonderful Karen. Thank you for your time on the Maker Day the last week, which is flying past. Isn't that zipped past? But thank you for your time and your input on that one. Always good to see you. Who else have we got on there? The man, Tom Tate. That Telecaster looks nice, dude. That Telecaster looks nice. I had a look at it earlier. One of the pictures. Tom's selling a Telecaster. If anyone wants a new guitar, a custom Telecaster. So check it out. I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, but it's been too long since I've seen you, dude. Since probably MapCon. Which was a while. What's up, Nathan? Hope you are doing well, sir. Always a pleasure. We've not spoken for a while either. Been a bit quiet on the old Twitter, haven't we, recently? But I hope you are doing well, mate. Always a pleasure. And who else we got? A couple more. We've got Jim Nixon. Good to see you. We've got the fantastic Wave team, who I'm always finding out, podcasters who play bass. All right, the Wave team, bass players. Dan Meisner, bass player. All right. Me owns a bass. Not very good. All right. but we have got a band now. Now we've got Tom Tate in the house as well. And then one last but not least, we've got Dimple Dang. I love Captivate. It's the best hosting platform ever and such beautiful players. Thank you so much. I hope you still think that after this session. I hope you do. And of course, we've got Kipper and Adrian, two ever-present fans and friends. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys. It really means a lot to me. It means a lot that what you guys do. Just all the time, you know, the support that we get. Now, all right, so what's the agenda for today? So I'm going to talk to you about the upgrades that we've made to the podcast player, okay? The Captivate podcast player is it's the embeddable podcast player that you get for your episodes and so on, and you can share it out to certain social media channels. What we're doing is we've got Amy, which is our dynamic content platform, launching in October, all right? That's taken such an amount of time because the stuff that we've done is really cool with the dynamic content. So we've taken our time with that one. In the meantime, we've put Dashboard 2.0 out. We've got our huge feature that we're releasing on Thursday. And our mission really is to make everything a little easier. We put our attribution links out, our short links. We've put all sorts of big features out recently. So what happened was, we're sort of talking about Amy, and we're talking about, right, release dates for that. Let's do a little bit of testing. Let's do a bit of this. Let's do a bit of that. Let's get the documentation ready. Let's get everything ready that we need for that sort of stuff. And we come to release Dashboard 2 and this other feature that is coming on Thursday. And I'm really struggling not to say it, what it is like, because I'm used to referencing what it is internally. So if I let it slip, what? Eric Goranson's a bass player as well. Love it. This is brilliant. So, you know, we're going through Captivate. We're building Captivate out. We're doing our thing. We're thinking, right, Amy's coming down the wire. We know what we're doing with that. We've got this feature coming out over the next couple of days as well, which is a big, like I said, that big surprise reveal for International Podcast Day that we're doing right here, actually. Go and, you know, get ready for that live stream as well on Thursday. And we're looking at the play and we're thinking, do you know what? It needs a bit of an upgrade. So Gaz came on board and he was like, look, you know, takes the glove off, slaps us around the face and said, I'm the UI designer around here. I'm going to design a new player. All right, Gaz. You better had then. So he did. He only went and did it. So we've revamped the player. All right. We've redesigned the player. We've introduced a few new features. Nothing that is, you know, crazy. Nothing that's crazy. We've got some plans for the player in the future now that we've changed the appearance of it. But things like enhanced embed support, so it will support being just pasted into more places, and it will also respond better. It's going to look better when you embed it. We've introduced things like shareable timestamps, which Alban and the team at Buzzsprout did a while ago. We've popped an interface on that. I've not used the Buzzsprout player. I don't know whether they've got a checkbox to be able to share like you can on YouTube or not, you know, where you can share from a timestamp. I know you can do it with a query string in their player, which is similar to ours. We've put an interface on it. I'm sure Buzzsprout as well. And, you know, we just wanted this to look better. All right. So we've enhanced the responsive support for it. So, you know, when it's on a phone or it's on an iPad, my iPad's down there somewhere. I dropped it and it's now smashed. Well done, me. So we've just made it feel better. We've made it lighter in terms of the code imprint. We've made it quicker. We've just made it so that it's much better to use. All right. It works better on mobiles. It works better for sharing. Like I said, we've got those shareable custom timestamps. We've got some really deep customizable settings. Like one of the things that we want to do when it comes to our player is make it so that you can really make it feel like you. But not only that, you can make it perform like you want it to perform. So like you can even debrand the entire thing. You don't need our logo on there. We've given you a number of new design options. We've given you a lot of customization about how and where you put your share links or your follow links and so on and so forth. We've of course maintained the support for our calls to action. One of the things that we did before many other people in the podcast player market was put calls to action. You can have calls to action in your podcast player. And of course, we've upgraded the transcription support because one of the things that we have done as well is worked really, really closely with some of our visually impaired and partially sighted podcasters. Big shout out to Nicholas Curry for the help, and to many other people who have just helped us from a visually impaired perspective to make this new Captivate player just completely screen reader accessible as well. You know, accessibility is just vital to us all. And not only is it the transcript support that we love as well, but we've obviously gone beyond the transcripts is sort of the basic. Of course, it should support that. But it's much more about how we've just made it accessible for the user. All right. So it's an aesthetic upgrade. We've put a premium on it looking good. We've put a premium on it feeling professional because look, and Cam, you're going to like the next one. You know, if you are wanting to build your audience, you need as many, not just ears on your audio, but as many eyes on your brand as possible. All right. So if it's going to look good and if it's going to get shared, then of course it has to fit as many websites as possible. And the way to do that is by focusing on quality and on simplicity and on professionalism. All right. And something that isn't going to date. So we kind of really went back to the drawing board on this player. All right. Really went back to the drawing board in terms of the aesthetic of it. And then we wanted to add, Cam, you'll know this and you'll like this. We've also added the ability to basically take an embed code from your player. So me as a listener, I can go to your player, I can click the share button, I can share from a timestamp, and I'm going to show you this in a sec. But I can also embed the entire player on my website, all right? And of course, you as the host, you can disable that. But we wanted to make it real easy. You can now copy the entire embed code and pop it on another player, on another website somewhere, all right? So it's just a great upgrade that kind of keeps the player at the standard that Captivate is at and future-proofs it a lot. Adrian, yeah, we've got Embed support there as well. So things like if your email provider does support like AMP email, which like Aweber does and a few of the readers do, then yeah, you can use it for that as well, which is fantastic. But yeah, no, you can do any time an email provider will support it. Of course, and any like Aweber does, and anytime an email client like Gmail or whatever supports it, of course, yeah, it will work. So yes, here we go. I am going to show you around. So first up, I'm going to show you the old player, all right, and then I'm going to let me just share my screen with you. You're going to get some weird Inception stuff. Normally, I share a tab because it's a lot more pro, but I'm going to share the whole screen here so I can just skip about. Give me a second. Here we go. Look at that. Inception. Don't worry, we'll get off this now. So the old player is here. You know, it's nice enough. It plays, it works, it does its thing. You know, it's nice enough, isn't it? It's nice enough. It works everywhere. It works on mobile. We've got it here on Spark Rebellion as well. And, you know, like I said, it sort of looks all right. It looks nice, but it's just a bit dated, isn't it? You know, when you look at Captivate now and you look at, you know, not only Captivate, but the fact that audio is progressing to be much more mainstream. It feels a little bit dated, like the animation is a little bit dated. Just everything, you know, some of the kind of interface stuff, the spacing, it's just a little bit old, all right? So we've taken that and we've given it a big old facelift. So this is the new Captivate podcast player, version 2 of the Captivate podcast player. Here we are, version 2 of the podcast player. Now, there is a demo that you can go and play with right here. Just go to that URL, and I'm sure Danny or Sam or Ben or one of the team will share that. But if you go to captivate.fm/player-demo, you can just go and play with this right now. Okay, so this is some of the bullet points that I mentioned, the bullet points, the Embed support, the shareable custom timestamps. But let me just walk you through it, all right? So we've got 2 new design themes that are named after my favorite Star Wars concept. We have light and dark. Now, what you'll see is when I've created this page, and we've created this is the mobile version on the right-hand side, and this is the kind of full-size version. But of course, we've got iPad versions, we've got tablet versions. It works on any device intelligently. But look how much nicer this version is, and we're going to get to that in a second. So this is the dark version, which is just a nice dark version. What you'll notice is that the spacing's a lot better. It's actually a bigger player. It's 30 pixels higher, which gives us the opportunity to add much more space in the player. You'll see there's no animation. So when I play that, there's no animation because there's no need. It's a little bit old hat. All right. I can just do what I need to do. I can navigate around the player. We've got the speed options. We've got the volume options, which are much nicer. The skip ahead, the skip back options. We've got, of course, show notes support, which works really, really well. We've got the links, the calls to action that I mentioned. We've changed the sharing here, the subscription option to follow. And it just works really nicely. You can customize all of this, choose which ones in the directories. We've updated all the logos. You can put them in any order that you want here. And you've now got the share option as well. So if I can jump to wherever I want, jump back to, I don't know, here, 12 seconds in, I can click the share button and I can do a couple of different things. I can take this embed code, which I can paste into Twitter and it will play in place. I can take the entire embed code and stick it on a website. And of course, you, the host, you can, you don't have to allow this. You can turn it all off. I can download the audio. I can share it to Twitter, share to LinkedIn, or I can choose to take these codes and click start at, and this embed code will then start playing from, well, wherever you are, 12 seconds in. You can type over that. You can manually change that. And it just works, This is something that all modern players should really have. We wanted to introduce it. Like I said, Buzzsprout have it on theirs. It's great. And it's just, all modern players should have that, all right? So works really well. It's great for just enhancing the referral ability of your podcast, the shareability. So that's the dark version. We've got what we're calling the light version as well, which is just, it's a similar color palette, but it's got a mild gradient on it. And it's just a simple default player. All right. You don't have to customize it for it to look good, but this is the light version. Now, what you'll notice is that it just feels nicer. It just feels more spacious. It just feels more professional. It just feels higher class. All right. It just feels better. We've even gone to the lengths of making it more responsive insofar as, look, if it's on a mobile, even if you choose to show the full Captivate logo, we're going to make it the icon on mobile because it just feels better. Okay, there's a bit more room there. And of course, you can customize this. So this, of course, is my podcast accelerator. Look how, just doesn't that look dated now? Doesn't that look dated in comparison? So that's the original podcast accelerator. And then we've got this version, the new podcast accelerator embed. And it's in my colors, it's in my brand colors. And then, of course, the Spark of Rebellion one as well, which this is the original one. Again, just looks dated, doesn't it now? And then we've got the custom version of that here, which actually includes a donate link as well, because Spark of Rebellion has a donation option. So like I said, it just works nicely. And you can customize the entire thing. But it's not just the player, of course. The playlist player gets the same love, care, and attention. And this also works with collections. So Captivate is one of the only hosting platforms. I don't know. I think there's one more that does it, that will allow you to build custom collections of your podcast episodes and then embed them into a page like this. So you can have your entire show embedded, and it will look fantastic. You can use a collection, and you can embed just the collection. And again, look, it works on mobile. Just works really nicely. It's just easy. And it just looks more professional. Like I said, it just looks better. All right. Much more space. And we've been intelligent about these links as well. We wanted to give you the main links that you needed. And then these are kind of just popped behind this on mobile, which again, it's just simplicity. All right. It's about just allowing the listeners to have a great experience. We've got a dark version of the playlist player. We've got a light version of the playlist player. And of course, we've got the custom colors as well. So it just looks great. It just looks better. Like I said, if we go back to the original version here, it just looks a bit old now, doesn't it? So we've got rid of it. We're putting this new version out. Now, I'll talk you through one more thing in just 1 second, but this is going to be launching on the 29th. All right. So 2 days from now, it's going to be launching to every single Captivate podcaster. It's a free upgrade, of course. It is a free upgrade. And like I said, it's the first of 2 big upgrades that we've got for you this week. This one is much more of an aesthetic, sort of listener-focused one. The next one is just for you. All right? It's going to save you, well, I'm not saying anything. I'm going to save you time. Yes. I'm going to save you money. Yes. I'm excited. I'm like, it's like, when you've got a secret, you're definitely not allowed to say anything. It's really tough. That's what I feel like right now. So the player's coming on the 29th, all right? That is coming in 2 days' time on Wednesday. But we've gone one step further to help existing podcasters who use Captivate. It's a pain in the neck to upgrade to a new player on your website or wherever you've embedded things, all right? It's a real pain in the neck. It really, really is. So we've added 30 pixels to the player, which means that all of your old embed codes are 30 pixels too small. So if you've got 500 episodes on your website, they're 30 pixels too small. Now, it's happened before with podcast hosts where they've put a new version of the player out and it's broken all of the old embed codes. So we wanted to make sure that didn't happen. All right. So you, as a Captivate podcaster, you don't have to do anything. Because what we've done is we've taken the version 1 player, which is this 170 pixels height. Look at the difference here on mobile. Look at what the difference with the new player is. It looks far better. This is the old height player. We've made a version of the player that will automatically understand that it is in one of the old embed codes. So all the new embed codes are 200 pixels high. Like from Wednesday, when you copy your embed code or when Captivate Sync automatically publishes to your WordPress site, it will embed at 200 pixels. But the player is smart enough and we've built it so that it recognizes that it's in an old container, 170 pixels high, and it will just retrofit itself in. It will just retrofit itself in. It will just work. All of your mobile embeds will change from this to this. All of your website embeds from this top version to this bottom version. It just retroactively fits itself. So Cam, all of your remarkable results episodes, what are they now? 450, 460, maybe more. You don't have to go and do anything. Anything. It will just fit and look great. So all of your old episodes will benefit from this new experience. A lot of people do like, oh, the old episodes will be on version 1, the new episodes on version 2. No. That's not the case, all right? We didn't want you to do that. So you don't have to do a thing. It will automatically upgrade itself and go and retroactively fit itself to all of your old episodes. Works with Captivate Sync. It's just all done for you. It's great. It is great. Now, the team has done such a great job on this. Gary and Kieran and the team have done such a fantastic job on this. Like I said, I get a lot of the shout outs on Twitter and stuff because I'm just the one that talks about it. These guys are the real talent. They do a lot of the fantastic work that we do. So huge props to Gary and Kieran for doing the work on the player on this one. Like I said, it just looks fantastic. It just works well. The Embed support's much better. The accessibility is fantastic. Okay, the support, the shareability, the timestamp sharing, the new shareable embed codes. Nothing world changing, but it's not always about that. Thursday is about changing the hosting game. Thursday is about making your life better and easier. This is about your listeners, all right? It's about helping referrals. It's about that growth, okay? So that's the new. Oops. Do you know, when I closed that tab down, Brave, which is my browser, just quit on me. So I had to quickly fire Brave back up. We're here. I'm here. I'm back. Don't worry. StreamYard's really good for that. If it kicks you out, you're all right. So, yes, Adrian, I know the kill switch. Yeah, my entire browser just crashed, which was fun. So like I said, this is coming out on the 29th, all right? We've got that huge International Podcast Day celebratory announcement coming out on the 30th. And that's just going to be really, really good. All right. I can't say too much. I'm desperate to. All right. But I really want you to be there for that because that is going to be huge. That is not a small thing that we're putting out. It is not a small thing. All right. It's not Amy either. All right. I wouldn't say it was a big surprise and then reveal something that we've been talking about. All right. Amy is October. And I mean, that is a pretty game changing piece of kit as well. But this thing that we're doing on International Podcast Day, you're going to like it. You're going to like it a lot. It's not small. So the podcast player, 29th. All right, that's coming out this week. Documentation will be updated. You won't have to do anything. You're going to see some banners in Captivate, just reminding you. The retroactive stuff, all the filtering back through your old episodes, that's fine. That just works. Again, like I said, you don't need to do anything. You're just going to get a better experience, all right? All of your customizations to the player will remain. Your color palette. So if you've got a custom player color now or a custom set of colors on your player, that will remain. You don't have to change any settings unless you want to. It's just going to look good, all right? So the 29th, that's when that's going out, all right? We'll probably push it out about 9 a.m. Eastern, maybe a little earlier. Probably it's usually 9 a.m. Eastern when we put things out, which is good because it gives us a few hours as well in the morning just to kind of potter, get some bits done. So that's what's coming, all right? That's the player reveal. Like I said, one of two things for this week. So it's 670. Wow, time flies. So thank you so much, guys. Honestly, I'm going to go through a few comments and off we go. All right, this is great. This is great. Honestly, I'm going to go through a few comments and then, I'll wrap up in 5 minutes. But that, like I said, I just wanted to bring that to you and just want to show you around. You can go and play on the demo page. We'll stick that. Nathan, we've got a demo of the player with transcripts enables. It's not disabled. It's just that the episodes that I embedded, which run our staging site, didn't have transcripts on them. That's all. So yeah, we can just add a transcript to one of them. That's nice and easy. We can sort that for you. So yes, it good. Well, collections at podcast network level. I agree. And Dan, that is correct. Yes, thank you. Like the border. Appreciate that, man. Yes, playlist version does look better. Thank you very much for that, 57. Wave, really nice, guys. Thank you very much. Manny, good to see you. I think Danny's popped the link in there. Not at all, Vinny. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Podcast Father, and for always all the support as well on Twitter and so on. Thank you, Kipper. This is fantastic. And thank you to the main man, Mr. Matthew Passy, who I've just clicked the wrong comment on. Thanks to the whole Captivate team for always making the platform thoughtful, intuitive, and easy to use. Rarely a headache when working with Captivate. Well, thank you so much. Coming from Matthew, who's actually a genuine OG podcaster. Like, he's one of the people that has been progressing podcasting for such a long time. First met Matthew at MapCon, as it was back then, and just at so many other places since then. And just what a fine person and fine podcast industry advocate and influencer. So thank you, mate. It really does mean a lot coming from you. Thank you. What else we got? Yeah, the kill switch did go, Adrian. Honestly, I stopped the sharing, and it was like, nah, see you later. That'll probably happen again on Thursday, won't it? You are very welcome. Thank you, Nicole. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dead American Media. The player is what made me look at Captivate in the first place. Brave move, but it sure worked. Thank you. Yes, I know it's always scary. It is scary. Like, I was terrified suggesting that we kind of roll it out, and especially this week when we've got Redacted launching on the 30th as well. It is pretty terrifying. Chris, what time on Thursday? It's an hour later than this one was, so it'll be 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK, 9 a.m. Pacific. All right. In fact, I think if you go to the YouTube channel, like the main, if not the one you're watching now, but just go back to the main layer of the channel where all the videos are. I'm pretty sure there is a live stream there already that I set up earlier, so you should be able to go to that and click get reminder. But yeah, it's just an hour later than today, so 12 p.m. Eastern. Justin, you're very welcome. Thank you very much, Animal Central. All right, listen, I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to get off and just going to go and carry on doing a little bit of work now for the rest of the afternoon. But I wanted to drop in with this. Like I said, this was very much about giving you, the Captivate podcast, the heads up on what's coming. And really, the important part was me letting you know that you don't need to worry. You don't need to do anything, all right? Sure, we could send emails out. We could put banners in the app and so on, but it's nice to hear it from a person, isn't it? You don't need to do anything. You don't need to fret. It will just update itself. Calm's 670 episodes will just get updated automatically. All right. And so will everyone else's. So thank you for your support. Redacted is awesome. I appreciate that. So stick around. All right. Let me know on Thursday if you're going to attend International Podcast Day, which is a very special day for me. I launched, I don't know if you know, but I used to podcast with Gaz before I launched my own stuff. And International Podcast Day was the day that I first launched my own, like on my own podcast, which was terrifying. It was years and years ago now. I don't know how many years, 8 years ago maybe. And Dave and Steve and the team, I chose to launch on that. And I didn't know the guys at the time. So I popped a few tweets out on that day, and they just embraced it. They would just, Dave and Steve was so good. This is before I really knew anyone in podcasting. I'd maybe been to maybe 2 or 3 conferences at that time, but I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. And Dave and Steve just embraced it. And they're always very close to my heart, And Dave's a British soccer fan as well, which is always great. When we're at a conference together. So International Podcast Day is a very important day. Even if you don't turn up to what we are doing, go and check out what other people are doing. I'm sure there's some other hosts doing some great work in the space. Maybe there'll be some other releases from other hosts. I honestly don't know. Maybe there'll be some other webinars. Dave and Steve, they take a lot on every year. They're not doing a live stream this year, rightly so, because it's so much work for them. Whatever you do on International Podcast Day, celebrate those around you. Support those around you. Be nice, be good, advocate for everyone else, and let's just put good vibes. And that connectivity, that positive nature that podcasting has always had, that was the thing that ingratiated me into the community. I loved that positivity, and that, there are no, if anyone follows me on Twitter, see the banter that I have with all the other hosting platforms out there, and there is no competition. We're all just here to help each other get better and help just people like you to produce great content. That's why we exist, all right? It's not for any other reason. It's to make good product so that we can all just have a good time in podcasting, all right? So whatever you do on International Podcast Day, just support each other, all right? That's the main thing. But we are doing the live stream, and it would be great to see you. Well, Phil, I tell you what, Phil, you are going to like Thursday. That's it. That's it. That's the tweet. That's what they say, isn't it? That's what they say, isn't it? That is what they say, isn't it? That's the tweet. Oh, all right. Listen, much love. Thank you so much. Just look after each other. Look after yourself. I'm going to see you on Thursday. No way. Martin's got an International Podcast Day original t-shirt. I think I have somewhere in the loft. So keep doing what you do. Look after yourself, look after each other, and just keep on captivating. Thank you so much. Much love.